Hello and welcome back, my stylish friends. Design number 11 is super easy and I want you to work independently in the first two rows. If you need instruction how we're making this granny square, please visit this video and join me in the row number 3. I will start with the white color yarn because I want my design to appear gray. And again, I'm using 7mm hook, and the design that you see on my table is a little bit larger, and I make this one using 8mm hook. Round or row, I call it row because I'm changing the direction of my stitches for a moment, but you can call it round. So round 1 is completed, and again, we are not changing yarn color yet. We are making the main color yarn round or row number 2. I will see you at the end of this round so we can start making our designs. Okay, we are at the end and we just have to make a slip stitch. Now we will change yarn color, but not in the corner. The corner will be still the main color, and we will just place one cluster on each side of the corner with the different color yarn. So I'm changing my yarn color after the first cluster in the corner. So it's very easy yarn color change. You will make chain 3, 1 double crochet, and the second double crochet you will not finish until you change your yarn color. That will make the yarn color change seamless, and once you do that, you will see your second double crochet is completed and you already have new working color yarn. I will leave the tail of the gray color yarn, but I will keep my white color yarn in between my stitches because I will work my stitches around this yarn. This will allow me to carry that yarn to the second corner. So we are making just one cluster. That means I will make 3 double crochet, but the third double crochet I will not finish again, just like that, and I will change my yarn color again. And when you're changing yarn color, make sure that your new color yarn is always behind the old color yarn. If you do this vice versa, that might be visible, that color yarn change on your right side of your project. So keep it in mind, keep always changing color yarn, the new color yarn in the back. Okay, so we have now one cluster in the corner, we need second one, and we making the same way that we will not finish the third double crochet stitch until we change the yarn color. I believe this simple design will not give you any problems, but if you do have any questions or you come across any challenges, please leave them in the comment and I will definitely help you with this. If you follow my 2024 blanket project, you might think that you kind of feel this design seems very familiar. And yes, we use exactly the same color change in the design number 7. So if you remember how you make design number 7, this is the beginning of that design, but we will finish different way. And again, if you're new to my channel, welcome and thank you for stopping by. And thank you all for supporting my channel. Thank you for supporting handmade art. One more thing I want to mention, when I change yarn color, I usually adjust my yarn tension right away. I want to be sure that my square has flexibility. Also, I want to be sure that does not matter what design I'm using, each square will have the same size. As I mentioned in many of my videos, I believe granny square it's the perfect project for beginners because you're making just tiny little swatch of your project. You can make different combination of colors. You can learn how to change yarn color. You can even use different stitches if you want. You don't need to use double crochet stitch. You can just use single or have double crochet. So it's very, very easy, not time-consuming project because you're making just one square. But once you accomplish combinations or collections of your squares, you can just create anything you wish, like blanket or sweaters, scarves. You can make gloves or hats. I make them and they look very pretty. So we are at the end of our round number 3 slip stitch. And as you see, this is beginning of design number 7. Now what we have to do, we just have to finish with main color yarn. And I want to point one thing here. When you work in the last row, which will be row number 4, make sure you pick up the different color yarn up. And let me show you how to do that. So I'm going with my hook under the yarn change, and that will allow us to hide that yarn. Just like that. And again, here is the yarn change. So I'm going with my hook under, and I am able to hide that yarn. This is very important and looks pretty on the right side and the wrong side of your project. But also, that's very important that your yarn tension is not too tight. Because if your yarn tension is too tight and you pick up that yarn, your square become less flexible. So it will not stretch as the other squares. So work independently to the end of this round, and we will clean up, hide all the ends, and we will see how the final design will look like. Last time checking yarn tension, and don't forget about chain 2 at the end before you cut your yarn. Okay, we are done. Let's hide the ends, and I do have a lot of videos how to hide ends, but let me show you one more time for the new viewers. So I will go with my needle and I will look for the last stitch. I have to recreate the front loop first, just like that, and then I'm recreating again the back loop. And you go with your needle between fibers, and once you're done, you have nice seamless connection. You don't see where the connection has been done. And let's also hide the ends on the wrong side of our projects. We want to be sure all the loose ends are hidden, and we are done. And this is our final project. And you can make this, alternating colors, or you can make with the larger hook. The size of your square will definitely depend on the yarn you are using and hook size. I hope you learned something new today and you enjoyed this project, and I hope I will see you in my next one. There is a lot to learn this year, so have a great day now and happy crocheting.